In his first 8 years in the NBA, the only hurdle that stifled Chris Bosh was not being able to advance past the first round. Determined and confident, Bosh took his game to a different level during his first playoff run with the Miami Heat. The result, a chance to win it all.
Game one, as your Miami Heat play host to the Philadelphia 76ers.
What were your true expectations going into the playoffs?
To win it all.
Period.
Not a doubt in my mind.
So as you went in against Philly and you drop a nice, healthy, grown man double-double in the first game, I'm sure you felt good about that start.
You know, going into the playoffs, my whole thing was, all right, I've been in the first round before. I'm finally here again.
Bosh is hit and a foul.
I was just looking around. I was feeling the energy to I'm finally here again, and I'm just going to take advantage of it as much as possible.
James down to Z, inside Bosh, two-hand jab right down the gut.
You had 8 double-doubles in the playoffs. I'm a story guy, not a stat guy, but some stats jump off the page. The Miami Heat were 8-0 in the playoffs. More than half of the playoff wins come when you're playing your best. What did that mean to you?
Well, that means I have to put in a lot more work, make sure I get more double-doubles, for one.
Williams on the move, the block by Bosh. Turner gets blocked by Bosh. LeBron hands it off, Bosh, little 15-footer, got it on the wing. The Miami Heat will advance to host Boston in the Eastern Conference semifinals. It's finally here, game number one, the meeting. Everyone was wondering if it would happen.
So next up was Boston. They were the reigning conference champions, and obviously the comparison between Boston and Miami was all season long. So it was the right script for you all to play at some point.
It's kind of like going up against the evil empire, you know?
It was an intense conference semifinal as the Heat led the series 2-1.
Bosh takes it inside, two-hand jab, Bosh!
But it was Chris Bosh who sealed Game 4 with one of the most important plays in the playoffs.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. That was one of the highlights of my career.
Off the rim, Bosh tip in with the left hand. Chris Bosh.
To get that tip in, it was euphoric, pretty much, because I just remember, I remember pumping my fist and running over there, and I went to Juwan Howard and we were talking about it, and we got kind of, you know, hype a little bit. It was a great feeling.
Moving to the Chicago series, it can be argued you played some of your best offensive basketball in that series. You had 2 30-point games.
I think Big Z told me, you don't get too high, you don't get too low, you just stay steady, and you just play basketball. And I feel when I'm at my best, when I have confidence, nobody can stop me.
Into Bosh, spins inside, two-hand jam, Bosh, hard at the rim. What a finish by Bosh, pounding his chest.
I remember the last possession, I get kind of excited, kind of frantic, like, all right, we won it.
Here's Rose, can he get it off? It is blocked, and that's the ball game.
Yeah. What was the most striking thing about realizing that you were going to play for it all?
Just seeing how excited everybody was, just seeing how excited the city was. And I think that's why we all play this game, to see people with excitement like that. You know, the city was on fire at that time.
Gray into the lane, layup blocked by Bosh.
Bosh helped the Heat get within 2 games of the championship.
You know, I remember going into Game 6, you know, I'm like, hey, we're the best home team in the league. We have 2 games at home to win it all. I like our chances.
Bosh was Miami's second leading scorer in the finals, but the Heat fell just short of the title.
I just remember they played well down the stretch, and I was like, man, we're about to lose. And I looked at my family, and I looked at their bench, and everybody was so happy. I was just like, man, I couldn't believe it. I can't even describe how I felt. You know, after the game, Tyson's a good friend of mine, and he came over and he said, hey, man, you know, you guys gonna win and don't worry about this. So I just remember going in the hallway, and I couldn't help it. I got my emotions out. You know, they came out more so. You know, I hate losing. I hate it with a passion.
Did you ever give yourself a chance at any point in the playoffs to at least appreciate how far you had gotten, even though you didn't win the championship?
Nah, you keep your eyes. I keep my eyes on the prize. You know, I'm a winner. You know, one of my favorite lines of all time in a movie was in Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby's dad said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Right.
And just to have a chance, it was real exciting for me.